Roulettesystem WinMaster Roulette SelMcKenzie Selzer-McKenzie. Author G. Selzer-McKenzie. While I am still continuously testing my float betting system, that should be available to you within the next 2 weeks, let me take you back to the very classic martingale double-up system, that most of us are convinced that using this method brings to disaster. That is true. If you use martingale, say over 9 to 11 bets continuously, it will eventually deteriorate your bankroll, despite the fact that you have been accumulating steady 1-unit profits over some time. If one limits the martingale to 3 to 5 steps in favorable situations, though, one can still make profits without severely damaging his/her bankroll. A 3-step martingale risks 7 units and a 5-step martingale risks 31 units, 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16. Now, coming to the simple method. If you have a predetermined red/black betting sequence of 5 steps, say R, B, B, R, R, what are the chances that you will be right on all 5 bets? The answer is 50%, or half, multiplied 5 times by itself, or 1 in 32. That means that if you come to the roulette table and tell yourself that for the next 5 bets you will be betting R, B, B, R, R, regardless of what comes up on the table, there is a 1 to 32 probability that you will be hitting all bets right. Now, this is a very low probability, listen to it. I would never encourage you to do that. On the other hand, the opposite is also true, that the probability of hitting all 5 bets wrong is also 1 in 32. That means, that if you come to the roulette table and you bet a predetermined sequence of say R, B, B, R, R, by using a 5-step martingale betting method, you have a 31/32 or 97% chance that one of the 5 bets will hit right. Now, this sounds much more encouraging, doesn't it? One thing you should note, though, that it is not unlikely to get the exact opposite pattern, B, R, R, B, B, even if it will happen 3% of the time. Particularly, if you bet your pattern, R, B, B, R, R, continuously, statistically you should hit the opposite pattern within the next 32 spins. And this would wipe out all the profit units you accumulated so far. Our strategy will be then to change the pattern after every winning sequence. This way you will be attacking the next 5 bets, with an equal probability of 97% winning chances from 1 to 1. Mathematicians may argue with me, that changing patterns doesn't change the probabilities, but my own experience have shown that every time I set a random betting sequence of 5 bets and apply it, it hardly fails. And I retire after winning 10 units. I will now show you an actual run of my last visit to Casino de Montreal, on August 31st, staying at the same table and playing every single bet, using a 5-step martingale, with $100 units. The 5-step martingale consisted of $100, $200, $400, $800, $1,600 on the high wager table, single zero wheel. Total risk per run $3,100, my bankroll. Profit per run, $100. Profit expectancy, $1,000 for 10 runs. Loss expectancy, $2,200, if I was to lose one of the runs. Loss probability per run, 3%. Winning chances per run, 97%. I have predetermined my 10 sequences of 5 bets even before I went to the casino. And they were, 1. R, R, B, R, B2. B, B, R, B, R3. B, 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 R, R4. R, 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 B, B5. B, R, B, B, R6. R, B, R, R, B7. R, R, B, R, B8. B, B, R, R, R9. R, R, B, B, B10. B, B, R, B, be the outcome of the table, 30 continuous spins, was the following: sequence number red/black 1 B2 B3 B4 05 R6 R7 B8 R9 B10 B11 B12 B13 R14 R15 B16 R17 B18 R19 B20 R21 R22 B23 B24 R25 B26 R27 B28 B29 B30 R. So, let us see how the system performed. I come to the roulette table, and regardless of the previous decisions, I look at my first betting sequence, R, B. I bet $100 on red. On number 1, looking at the table to sequence 1, I lose. I increase my bet to $200 and bet red again, according to my sequence. Black comes up in sequence 2 and I lose again. Now, I raise my bet to $400 and bet on black. This time black comes up and I win. My total profit, as you know, is $100. On number 2, I cross out my first sequence and lay down my second sequence, B, R. If you look at the table above, to sequences 4 to 8, that is to the next 5 bets, where I was left off in the previous run, you observe, 0, R. Comparing this to my sequence, B, R. It catches a winning bet at the 4th sequence, giving me another $100 profit. End of run 2. I am left off at sequence 7 on the table, my winning bet on black. On number 3, my third sequence is B, R. Looking at the table outcome starting from sequence 8, we see R, B. I catch a winning bet at the second bet at sequence 10. On number 4, my 4th sequence is R, B. The exact negative of the previous sequence, for no specific reason. The opposite of a random sequence is still a random sequence, and this is compared to the random outcome of the table, with a 1 in 32 chance to have them all non-matching. Looking at sequence 11, where we were left off, we see the outcome, B. Comparing this to my 4th sequence, we see a match at the 3rd bet with red at sequence 13. On number 5, I start betting my 5th sequence, R. B against the table less outcome starting at sequence 14, where we were left off, R. B. On a match at the first bet. This is my 5th $100 profit. I only played 14 spins and already profited $500. I could have left at this point, but I wanted to play all my 10 sequences. On number 6, my sequence, R. B. We were left off at sequence 15 on the table, that shows, B. A winning bet at the second one with red on sequence 16. On number 7, my sequence, R. B against the table S starting from sequence 17, B. Our second bet in sequence 18 wins. On number 8, my sequence, B. Against the table S, starting from sequence 19, B. The first bet wins at sequence 19. On number 9, my sequence, R. B. Another negative of the previous one, against the table S, starting from sequence 20, R. B. Our first bet wins again. On number 10, my sequences, B. Against the table S, starting from sequence 21, R. B. Second bet wins at sequence 22. 10 winning runs, a profit of $1,000. That S when I took the leave. I am not denying the possibility that one of the